Hello, everyone. My name's Chatty, and today I am with Fires. Would you like to introduce yourself, Fires?
What's up?
All right. And just generally, how are you feeling? How are you today?
Right now, I'm doing pretty good actually. I've been doing some schoolwork out of the nice people in the chat box that have been hearing all my nice stories about how I'm failing classes, but I'm going to fix it.
Mm.
But other than that, I've been doing pretty good. I got myself a Dunkin' Donuts coffee, and I'm doing pretty good. That's pretty much it.
Yes, Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Very good for learning.
It is. Come on, you cannot tell me that Dunkin's coffee is not good. You're capping.
All right. And today, I have a few questions for you, and all of these questions are going to be regarding reputation, the scary little ghost hanging around the site that a lot of people either care about or not care about. And let's just get this started. So, my first question here is very direct. It's broad, but I want you to give a general answer to it. Do you think reputation equates to trust?
No. Why is like I actually I hear this so much on the forum, and it's kind of it's weird to me because it's just a little virtual number on a website that it's like I don't know how to explain it to you in like any other term, but it's dumb to think it equals trust. Like it's different on the marketplace because people are selling and they want to be safe, and I understand that. But like there's always some good people out there that might have a negative reputation because they did some stupid shit back then. But it's always good to be safe beforehand. But in my personal opinion, a reputation should not be equating to trust. It's bizarre to me.
All right. And for this next question, do you think your opinion on reputation can be considered bias since you yourself are the person on site currently with the most reputation?
I'm sure everybody's gonna think that, but like I was once somebody that didn't have any reputation, and I built myself up, and it's easy to get like it's hard to get that beginning reputation, but once you start like getting to know people, you're friendly to people, and like if you really care about reputation, which again I don't really care if you care, but if you really wanted to get like a higher reputation, you really don't want to be toxic to anybody. You really want to be nice to people. You want to be like straightforward. You don't want to be fake. Like any of those. Like if you be
Yeah.
any of those, that's probably a red flag. Like for example, there's been some people that have been fake. Like I've been screwed over by people for reputation more than once, and there's been some recent cases too. But yeah, I would just be nice. Don't be toxic to people. That's like the easiest way to gain a quick reputation. And don't be a low quality user. Don't be shit posting like all the time. Don't be getting yourself warned. Follow the rules. Things like that.
Okay. And for this next question, how do you generally view reputation? Do you think the system is abused? And if so, how do you think the abuse could be solved?
Ooh. Well, personally, I think reputation. I think the form could be better without it because it has been abused before. There's been like back then there was a 70 or 75 character limit, and people would just spam the same things over and
Mm.
over again to like evade it. Again, that would break the rules. But like it would be. I've heard because of my BB system. I don't know how to say that, but because of my BB, you can't actually remove reputation or like you can't like take it out completely. I'm not sure if that's 100% like true or not, but that's probably why reputation is still here. I kind of don't see a reason for it,
All right.
but I think it's easily abusable. These no comment reputations, for example. I Do you mind if I talk about I'm not like specifically get into no comments if you don't mind.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Take your time.
All right. Well, no comments. I originally liked the idea of no comments reputations because, again, a lot of people, if you didn't want to break the rules, you could just be safe than sorry. You could just enter nothing, and it wouldn't be 2D. The whole purpose of it, like, kind of going in was to like make it easier for people not to break the general spam rule.
Yeah.
And what ended up happening is I kind of regret it because like now everybody just puts it, and now you don't know why they're like upset at you, and now people don't know why, like how to improve themselves, like how to be like better. Like someone's too toxic and they just put no comment reputations. How are they supposed to know that they're being too toxic? But me,
Yeah.
like maybe if you ask somebody, but like
Like people who had no comments, it closes the door to have constructive criticism on how a person acts, you know? Stuff like that.
yeah, like exactly like that. Like it has its goods and it has its bads. But I think probably no, actually not probably. I'm like 100% sure that the pros like outweigh the cons
Yeah,
by a
yeah,
lot.
yeah. All right. And for this next question, what amount would you consider to be a rep fuck? Would you consider 10 negatives, 5, etc.? Do you think the numbers truly matter when addressing rep fucks?
I mean, maybe it's just because of my rep being high, but I'd start considering a rep fuck anywhere from maybe minus 100, because that'd be a fifth of my rep, for example, or minus 150. A minus 50 is like tough. Like I've
Okay.
seen admins give somebody a negative 50 for breaking rep rules. I know it's tough, but it is you can get past from a minus 50. Like if I was to be minus 50 today,
Yeah.
I would probably, if I really wanted to, I would try to fix myself to get, not to get my minus 50 removed, but to get 50 reputation from people by being like a nice person and like contributing and stuff like that. Like I'd try to build it back up, you know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. And this next question, do you think reputation adds an impact to what you say or do? Like controversial topics, have more of a movement? Do you think someone with, for example, 500 rep would carry more weight to what they say or something they do or post on site than someone with, let's say, 100 rep, 10 rep even?
I'm sure it does to a lot of people. Like you see somebody with like maybe like a huge amount of rep, you'd be like, oh, that dude's kind of popular in the community. Like I kind of see where he's coming from. Like I can see people doing that. For me, I kind of just look at everything. I don't really care about it. I don't really care about rep, so everything just gets considered.
Yeah, yeah. All right. And for this last question, it was a personal idea that I had, and I wanted to actually put it forth to someone like you because again, you're a user with the highest amount of positive reputation at the moment. Do you think reputation should be completely wiped and people should start from scratch in the future to avoid older reputations that were not opinionated?
That I've actually, I don't know if I've ever heard of that. Like I've actually, that's hard, bro. Like that's actually kind of because you have all this like pass from the site and it just gets completely wiped.
Yeah.
But the same like at the same time, then nobody has to complain about rep because everybody can start over, like, and everybody can like rebuild themselves. So you can have like negative 70 rep and then this refresh happens and maybe you get positive 50 rep the next time. Like it could be good for some people and bad for some people.
Yeah, though it does allow certain people who have done wrongdoings in the past, let's say I wasn't here personally, but someone here in 2018 may have negative 20 reputation for obviously being in the wrong. They could have scammed, they could have impersonated someone, they could have shitpost even. And let's say that a like a wipe happens and they're different, they're now not in an area where negative reputation has a burden on them, where they have weight on them as an individual. Whenever they post, someone will see negative 20 reputation and they'll feel weighed down by that. Maybe people even lose motivation to come on site from that.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
that kind of brings into my thing, like if rep was deleted overall, there it almost like is that problem of like people getting weighed down by their rep and people like leaving the site because they have a lower rep, that can like squish that problem. But at the same time, there's other things that could go wrong because of that. Like you might not like if you're saying from beforehand, like if people are using reputation as trust, and if they use that like as a trust system, then they might be like, oh, where the heck is all this reputation? Who do I know? Who's a scammer? Like, who's legit and who's not? It was harder to tell legitimate people in the
Yeah.
marketplace, I guess, would be like the only bad side of that. But I don't really use the marketplace that much, so
Yeah.
like I don't really know about any of the other things the marketplace does.
I was going to say as well, just a personal thought really. It always comes by me to think a lot how people address reputation in the marketplace. And I feel heavily like that could, like, for example, you could be a completely nice individual. You could honestly just be really nice to someone. You could be thanking people in the chat box, acknowledging one's efforts in a lounge or something like that. And let's say you get 50 reputation, and then someone in the marketplace ends up having good sales etiquette and stuff like that, and they get 150 in comparison. Personally, I was thinking that when in the marketplace, they should, like for things of that nature, to vouch for someone, even to, properly display someone's good sales etiquette. I personally was thinking they should add something separate to reputation, because it would then like remove the ability for someone to give a +2 just saying that this user is really nice selling stuff, because that couldn't say anything really about a person's opinion on them. That could just be one instance where they bought like 0.5 Bitcoin, like something like that.
So like a system where they have like a vouch, like something like reputation,
Yeah.
but with vouchers.
Yeah, exactly like reputation, but just for vouchers. Because it would separate this mindset where reputation equals trust 100%. Because if you even interpret removal of current reputation, it would allow people with good sales etiquette to gain that kind of ability, gain that kind of trust in the community from people who use the marketplace. And there could even be instances where people from the staff team even can address this. There could be a absolutely toxic person in the community, but they could also be good at selling items. They could be, a genuine good middleman, for example. That's a thing tossed around a lot. There could be a genuine good like middleman, but they could be absolutely toxic, and there could be a way for a moderator to negativate them for being toxic, obviously. But then they can state that their appearance in the marketplace is, better. It's they have good sales etiquette, stuff like that. I feel like that could entirely change how people will view other members in the community. Because let's say, for example, Neon Eagle was going to buy something in the marketplace, he could get, like he could have a good deal with someone. I don't know, let's say a user, Protostome. Let's say him. He buys an item from this user, and then with that user, he sees them later in the chat box being absolutely toxic, absolutely terrible. And Neon Eagle can step into a position where he doesn't have to just negativate them and then remove any acknowledgement of having good times, like good sales etiquette with this user. Buying items very normally, freely, not restricted, not stressed, anything like that. And it would be an ability to let people like Neon Eagle, people in the community in general, be able to say that this user, is toxic, obviously, but that they can, sell goods well. Obviously, it'll affect them one way or another. Like, people might not want to do deals with someone who's generally toxic more than someone who's nice, but it'll allow a differentiation between the two. It'll allow you to see a user for their appearance in the marketplace, and then also in like places like lounge, where rep could less be addressed as trust. It would really change up how people view it, in my opinion, at least.
So I kind of actually I was thinking about it while we were talking about it, and I was like a system only in the marketplace. Like if you go into the marketplace section, this is the like if you post on the marketplace, you can see it there, but if you post in another section, you can't see it.
Yeah.
Like kind of getting an idea of, and I actually somewhat like that. I didn't think I would like it at first, but as like heard you talking about it more, I kind of like start thinking how much of a good idea it would be. But at the same time, it could be seen to other people as a useless feature because of reputation already being there, and you don't really. It should be just like extra coding. But at the same time, I do
Yeah.
like that idea, and if it was if the admin saw this and they thought it was a good idea and they made the change, I'd be supportive of it. Because not only would that make people saying this guy did a deal with me on reputation +1, not only would those not be there anymore, it would make reputation like almost solely opinion based instead of just deals and then like people being like Roblox developers or something like that.
Yeah, which, in my opinion, that's what I seen Rep from the start as. It was opinions. It was opinions on a person. That's literally what, you get told, reputation is opinion. But going back to like a separate area for the marketplace, like for trust and for reputation, I think so. Last week, well, not last week, 2 weeks ago, I did an interview with Neon Eagle about impersonation, and someone was impersonating Neon Eagle even that week. Recently, just last week, someone was impersonating me, and then a person posted a community warning about it, and then the person who was impersonating me, Chatty, impersonated the person who posted that. And I feel like a differentiation between reputation and trust in the marketplace field could entirely change how frequent impersonators are, because no one's going to like if they had trust, okay, in the marketplace and it didn't count towards your reputation, no one would want to impersonate someone with literally no appearance in the marketplace, no trust, than someone who has heavy, experience in the marketplace, in that field, in that area, They'd I think it would exactly destroy or diminish little like issues like that, like with impersonation, stuff like that.
I think I think you're onto something, but at the same time, I think also that it would increase impersonations of the same people. And again,
Yeah.
you can take your when you're doing a deal in the marketplace, you can always like take your steps to be safe. You can PM the user on site to make sure that they're the real person. Because if people are saying like, "Oh, please PM me on site if it's you," like, and that person doesn't PM you, like that's a red flag if they're an impersonator. You can check their Discord developer ID. You can check their badges, although sometimes impersonators can get the badges. But if people can take their steps to be safe, and then on top of that, this system, I think,
Yeah.
that would take down impersonations by a lot, or even completely, maybe.
Yeah. All right. And those were all the questions and obviously thoughts that I had. Thank you for joining me, Fires. It really was like an experience to talk with you. I don't talk with you personally as much as I wish I did, though it has been an honor. My name is Chatty. This has been the Vermilion Missionary interview. Was there anything else you wanted to say, Fires?
No, not really.
All right. All good. Thank you, everyone. Be safe.